ICC looks like they're putting out arrest warrants
Yeah.
for the leaders of Israel and the leaders of Hamas in the same breath, as if they're one and the same. The leaders of a democratic country and the leaders of a terrorist organization. Boy, what kind of evil puts those two in the same pot? My goodness. Well, we're going to talk about all this and much more.
TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, we always have to say thank you because it is so important that you guys understand what a wonderful blessing you are to the people here in the state of Israel. It is an amazing, beautiful, and spiritual gift that you are giving to the Jewish people here in Israel by feeding them. The ones who need so much help, the ones who are in such dire need. Everyone in Israel nowadays is in a lot of more spiritual need than usual because of the horrors that happened recently and the whole world after that turning against the Jewish people with anti-Semitism. But you are helping so much, and it is just so important that you understand what a wonderful thing it is you're doing. I always feel like I'm letting you down to convey how important you are to these people. So thank you so much for helping the people here in the state of Israel. If you want to be a part of this, all you have to do is go to the links below all of our videos, to the Patreon page or to the Support Us page. Or you can just type in thegoldenreport.com on the internet and go to our website and go to the Support Us page there and find whichever way is best for you. It is such an important thing you guys are doing here in the land of Israel, the apple of God's eye. So God bless you all and thank you so much. I pray that I am able to convey the importance of what you're doing here in Israel. Amen. So let's get started.
Yep, let's do it.
Well, I lost a little bit of my voice.
I can hear that.
Don't worry, it wasn't me who, I'm sure you guys already heard about what happened to the president in Iran. It wasn't me, it was the helicopter. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. At the beginning of the week, we had a sort of a good news. We got 4 of our hostages back. Well, I say sort of. They were the bodies of the hostages that were brutally killed and murdered on the 7th of October. This was a successful mission carried out by the IDF, and we are hopeful for more of the same. These bodies will help bring closure to the poor families affected by these horrible people called Hamas.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, like I said, sort of good news. It is good to bring, but it's, the bodies.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it was something
Bittersweet, yeah.
bittersweet. Our Minister of Defense, Galant, and the Prime Minister Netanyahu are in a public disagreement about what will be in Gaza the day after the war is over. This is very strange to me, excuse me, to have this public argument over such an irrelevant matter at this time. To this is one of 3 things. Either all lies, or unfortunately true, and the war is about to be over, meaning we won't finish off Hamas, or this is all a ruse for the world to see that we are near the end and hopefully release them from the pressure the world is placing on us to stop defending ourselves. I hope it's number 3.
Yeah.
But it is very strange that it's such a public argument about what we're going to do in the day after the war,
Well, I have to tell you something. Galant, our Minister of Defense, met with Blinken. Jake Sullivan.
Yep.
Just before he stood up and he made a big deal about it. He do like a conference, right? And then he said, he actually attacked Benjamin Netanyahu, and he gave him this ultimatum. Right?
Yes.
So that's when it all started. He's trying to say that Benjamin Netanyahu have to decide right now what's going to happen to Gaza after the war is finished, the war is over. And he also said that he won't be a part of this government if he realized that Israel will control Gaza after the war is over.
Well, if we lose Galant from
So-
this government, first of all, no big deal.
Yeah,
We've been okay
but
without
what-
him before.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it's all pushed. He pushed by America, actually.
Yeah.
That's what.
But the thing is what I'm saying. Maybe that's one perspective. That's your perspective. But what I'm saying is it could also be, which I hope it is. I'm not saying I think it's what I think. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Maybe it's a ruse. Maybe they're just playing a game, trying to make the world think that we're about ready to end, to stop putting so much pressure on us because of what's happening in the world
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
trying to stop Israel from defending herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it is all true, and in your perspective, what you said is is Galant is just going ape crazy.
Yeah. Well, if talking about trying to stop Israel defending itself, let's talk about the ICC.
Oh my.
The United Nations International Criminal Court is ready to put out arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Galant, our Prime Minister and our Minister of Defense, while at the same time, in the same breath, ready to put out arrest warrants to Sinwar and other Hamas leaders, Mohammed Deif,
Yeah.
for example. As we, it is the same. They put us in the same
Category.
Yeah. This is an unbelievable step that 120 countries are signed on with against Israel, yet again showing that the world does not want Israel to defend itself.
Germany just recently also came out and said that they volunteered to say, no one put them on the spot, to say that they would enforce this arrest warrant. Meaning they really want to grab Netanyahu and put him in jail. I find that ironic. If you just remember, just a few months ago, less than a year ago, Israel helped and sold and gave Germany weapons to protect herself, sort of an Iron Dome, not exactly what we have, but sort of the same thing, to protect herself from her enemies, even though what happened in Germany to Jews in World War II, not that long ago.
Yeah.
And now they turn around right again.
Yeah, this is crazy. The world is crazy.
Yes.
It is crazy.
Well, good morning. Yeah, the world has gone crazy. Good is bad, bad is good, up is down, down is up. So this thing, I don't even know how to really talk about it because it is so insane. The UN is like, I guess, the new world government almost would say, all the countries coming together. So the only thing you really could say about it is it's biblical, because we know that all the countries of the world will come against Israel, right?
Yeah.
So all the countries of the new world government will come against Israel, and so it's biblical, it's prophetic. We know it's coming, and this is just part of it. What we're seeing, the stage being set, I guess. So this is about the only thing to say about it, which I guess in the big picture is a good thing, because it means the time's near, right?
Yeah.
On Sunday, a helicopter crashed with the president of Iran and other government officials, including their Minister of Defense, as its occupants. They were killed in this crash. And of course, they blamed Israel, the Mossad, as the reason for the crash. Genesis 12:3. Yet again, the promises of God was fulfilled. Amen. Yeah. On a funny note, though, the European news made the European news media, trying to be quick to blame Israel, accidentally picked up on an inside Israeli joke that the Mossad pilot's name was Helicopter.
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 Yeah.
Eli is a name in Hebrew, copter. So, it was such a joke. It was so hilarious. But because they're always so quick to blame Israel and say, oh, the big bad Israel.
Oh, yeah.
And, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
What I found was really disturbing, though, was once again, the UN observed a moment of silence for the death of the butcher of Tehran.
What would you say about Biden sent condolences to Iran? He sent condolences to Iran, and just a few days later, Hamas officials came to Iran to meet with the supreme leader.
Yeah.
So it's disgusting.
Really is. It's pretty bad. World's in a bad state.
Yeah. It is.
After the fall of the Iranian helicopter by Helicopter, Hezbollah launched an attack on Israel by firing dozens of rockets into the north of the country. This was a show of support to Iran, and now that the Iranian government is still recuperating from their loss, it will be interesting to see how this will affect the Middle East and the war in Israel. One very strange thing to think about is the International Atomic Energy Agency, like we talked about. The agency that was supposed to check on Iran to make sure that they don't have weren't working towards atomic weapons.
Yeah.
The IAEA stood for a moment of silence to show respect to the Iranian president that had died. Just as a side note, they did not stand in silence for the 1,200 brutally killed on October 7th.
Yeah.
The innocent people, not the butcher. They stood for the butcher of Tehran,
Yeah.
but not for that. And these are the same people that were supposed to all this time be checking and keeping us safe because Iran's not working towards nuclear weapons.
Well, do you think this thing will affect our war right now with the Hamas, with Hezbollah, and next war that will come for sure with Iran?
I think so, absolutely. I think it can affect. I would not go out on a limb and say 100% this is going to do this and this is going to do that. No, the Lord hasn't come and told me that yet. And as soon as he does, I'll let you guys know. But it's a very high possibility that something this big of an event would make it changes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. Again, I lost my voice. But it will be interesting to see what kind of effect it will have, if any.
On Wednesday, another video was released. This time, it was the video that the terrorists recorded while kidnapping women soldiers from Nahal Oz base, where their job in the army was to watch the screens of the cameras watching the Gaza border. The video was edited, and the most disturbing things was cut off from it by our government, by Israel. The original video, 30 minutes long, shows the bodies of dead girls and unimaginable violence the living ones went through while being kidnapped. You can hear things like on the edited video, by the way, just the one that was released to the public that we watched. You can see Arabs, terrorists, talking to the women about they can get pregnant. They are sebaya. Sebaya is sex slave that ISIS used to take from a woman who's not Muslim, and other things that was really disturbing. So you can just imagine what those girls who survive being surrounded with bodies of their girlfriends, what they're going through right now. That's horrible.
It was bad. Nahal Oz, I was there. On the 7th of October, I was there. I saw it. I wasn't there while they were recording the video, obviously. Or they would not have been recording that video.
Yeah.
But I saw afterwards, I was there. By the way, I was also in that same base and met those same girls and all the other guys on that base only a month and a half before the 7th of October on a training run. It was one of the harder things for me was those poor girls, ones who were just watching screens, and what they had to go through. Should never happen. We should never let terrorists get in that far. But that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, it's just unimaginable. When you watch these videos, we all knew what happened. We all know what happened. But when you watch this video, you really go inside this feeling of the terrorists, how they look at us. Mm-hmm. They don't see us as human beings. They just see us as, insect that you just discussed from, and you just...
Well, that's our enemies. That's how they treat us.
That's how they treat us. And just a day after that, the video was released, another video of interrogation of father and son was released. You can watch it. You can see it in our Telegram channel. By the way, the link is below this video. So in his interrogation, he said, the son said that they all raped a girl, and the father killed the girl after they finished raping her. But what was even more important, in my opinion, is that he say we passed the hostages to Hamas, which means they don't consider Hamas. They just civilians,
The innocent civilians.
uninvolved civilians that we provide humanitarian aid all these months to, and still we push through that. We're not good enough. The warrants that ICC is supposed to.
And yet, all of that we just talked about, and the UN put us and them in the same basket.
Some of the reason that they accuse us in trying to put warrants against us is because starvation of the population. While we know, we all see, and if you didn't go to the Telegram channel and watch, I have a lot of proof that the markets in Deir el-Balah, which is the north, center, and Rafah for sure, they're all filled with goods, some of them Israeli goods.
Yep.
So they're not starving.
You can see it in the videos. You can see the Hebrew writing on. That's all Israeli stuff. Well, that was it for this week. Don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next time.
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless.